today? Today we are in a very, very noisy place, and if I don't get y'all to calm down, I'm going to start putting you in detention. So y'all have got to be good. You got to be good. We are live. We are live from Ronnie and Brenda Evans' beautiful, beautiful showroom. Now, you decorated for fall, and I am ready for fall. I look like a 500-pound pumpkin. I'm so happy to be here. This is a show I've waited and waited and waited on. I absolutely love coming out here. The scenery is beautiful, and the showroom is absolutely phenomenal. Brenda, what did it take to get ready for me to be here?
A lot of hard work, a lot of dusting.
You know, if you can write your name in the dust, then maybe the housekeeper needs to come.
We don't charge for dust.
Now, Ronnie, what are you going to be doing today? You going to be cooking a little bit for us?
Yeah, we're going to be cooking some hot dogs and some chicken outside, so, you know, everybody come on. We'll be happy to have them.
And somebody told me there is a rumor around. Everybody knows that there is a Sherry Martin Blizzard. Well, I've heard tell that there is a Brenda Evans hamburger from the Dairy Queen.
No, from Charlie's.
From Charlie's. Oh, I love Charlie's
Yes.
mozzarella sticks, and I love those. What is that zucchini stuff?
Oh, the fried zucchini that he has.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
But
you know the best thing about his place? You can take a bath in the marinara.
Yeah.
You can shave your legs and you take a bath in it. That is the best stuff.
He said if Sherry Martin can have a Sherry Martin Blizzard, that Brenda Evans can have a Brenda Evans burger at Charlie's. It's a half a pound of meat with American and mozzarella cheese with seared onions. And he's bringing over some in just a little while.
Okay. And now, y'all, we're going to tell you, because it makes it hard for us to concentrate up here, you got to be quiet while we're on the air. So we've got a little time out chair. If you don't mind, you get put in time out. But it is hard when things get noisy out there. It is hard for me to concentrate because this little man in my ear is very quiet, and he's a very mild and meek guy. And we have to say, yesterday they surprised me. They shocked me. I had no idea it was our certain show, and I'm not going to tell you what number because it's actually a trivia question that we're going to ask in a little bit. We had a wonderful cake yesterday, and Adam is the person who makes sure everything works. So before we leave today, I want everybody to give him a hand right now. Let's give him a hand, and y'all will get to meet Adam. He is the reason I am here every morning because he says, Sherry, get in your seat and put on your mic. Now, Brenda, we're going to talk about business and people coming to the mountains, and many, many people who live here now came on a vacation, maybe to stay in a weekend cabin. Once they come here, how addictive is this area?
They don't want to leave.
That's true. That is true.
They really don't want to leave.
And I said, you know, when you see them coming up the road, they're always in a hurry to get here. And when you see them leaving Sunday night, they're like, man, I really hate to leave here. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now, your business, was it built on local business or more the tourist industry?
More local.
And that's phenomenal.
But we, in the past 3 years, building boomed, so we did have a lot of out-of-state clients, mostly Florida, which we love. They are wonderful to us.
Well, smart people left Florida and came here because Florida was hit by the hurricanes. Their insurance rates went out the roof. So instead of going back to the north where they had lived in the snow and the ice and the cold, they came here. Now, what are 3 Southern things we could talk about? Southern hospitality, sweet tea. What else do we welcome you with? If we ain't eating, we ain't meeting. Welcome to the South. And today, because we are in this beautiful, beautiful location, when you eat today, we're going to send you outside. We're not going to let you eat in here like we usually do. But Ronnie and Brenda, that is part of the South. We have homecomings at church.
Right.
I have a new cookbook coming out that has some recipes from homecomings at church because that's a time we all shine. We gather together. It doesn't matter if you're a Presbyterian, Episcopal, Catholic, Methodist, Baptist.
Right.
We don't care. We're gonna get together, and that's part of Southern hospitality, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What's something else that's really, really Southern?
Well,
the way we talk.
The way we talk.
The way we talk, because on occasion people will say, "What'd you say?"
And our gospel music, which we're going to have some today.
Southern gospel music, we do. We have Mr. Floyd Scott here, and we can tell y'all, it is Mr. Floyd Scott's wife, Audrey's birthday, so he
happy
may sing happy
birthday.
birthday to his sweet wife. But You know, the South is a warm and welcoming place, and no more do you see it than right here, because y'all are two of the best. Two of the best. Now, what is the name of the road you're located on? What's Sherry Martin's name for this road?
The Audubon.
The Audubon, also known as Tails Creek
Right.
or 282. But to me, it is the Audubon, because I take this road to go to Chatsworth.
Right.
Do most people do that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because from downtown Ellijay, Chatsworth, what about 20, 25 minutes?
Yes. Yes.
Easy drive, yeah, yeah. And that means you're close to 75 that way, because you could go over to Dalton and pick up 75.
Right,
So
right.
it's a great location. Plus, we're far enough in the mountains. But let me tell you something I found out about Ellijay today. You have a traffic problem. And I didn't know it. I didn't know it. I'm such a spoiled, rotten little baby. I drive 515 to Ronnie Thompson Ford. I hang a left. Then I go down to the bottom of the hill. I hang a right. That's my life every day. Well, today I thought, Sherry, just go up Old Highway 5. Dummy, do you know what's on Old Highway 5? The school. Guess what kind of traffic I got in?
School traffic.
Y'all are lucky I am here today. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, there must be a wreck up there. And then I said, no, there's a bunch of teenagers going to high school. So I learned a little bit more every day. I learned something else about this area. I'm going to tell it right here publicly. I have never been to Kusawati. Never, never, but I'm going. That's my next trip.
It's nice there.
I've never been there, but I'm going to go there. Now, there are a lot of second homes there and a lot of first-time
Yes.
homes now.
We do a lot of work in all the resort areas, but especially Kusawati.
I've never been there. Never been there. You'll have to take me.
You can get in about 6 different ways.
Well,
I've been on every road. Lost.
well, I have not been. Does the GPS work there?
I don't know.
I doubt
don't
it.
have
It
one.
would tell us to turn up a waterfall. So
Probably.
I don't think we're going to do that. Well, right now we're going to take a break, and we're going to bring a couple of ladies on that we're going to present a check to. We're going to take a break and go to your weather. And you know that little man in my ear just said something, I didn't hear him. We're going to go to the community calendar. We're going to the community calendar because it is beautifully done in orange to match everything you've done for us. Right now, let's go to the community calendar. When we come back, Miss Brenda is going to present a check to a really, really nice family who's worked hard to support our troops. Is that correct? So let's go to the community calendar, and when we come back, you'll get to learn a little bit more about the folks who make Gilmer County so special. Welcoming the Thompson family from here in Ellijay, Georgia. Now, nobody works any harder to support our soldiers than Vicki and her family. You know them, you love them, you know what they have done to support the Noah Harris Foundation. And today, Brenda, you want to present a check to them, and tell me about this check.
This is from Brenda Evans Designs, and we here have decided that, as all of you know, most all of us have everything we really want. We're not doing family as much Christmas gifts, so we've decided to give to our troops this year. And also, we have our table set up. If you didn't notice, please go by with Noah's book and the candlelight to light up his life. And also, at the flower shop, Linda Wingate has sent a rose over to put on our table in honor of Noah Harris. And we want to, from Brenda Evans Designs, present a $500 check for Christmas gifts for our troops.
Thank you so much.
How many packages will that mail?
That will mail about 50 packages.
It is amazing, and each and every one of you here today, please, if you're in a store and you see anything you think our troops could use, please purchase that and take it to Ronnie Thompson Ford. Anything you can think of, whether it be hand wipes. You know, one of the things that I love, Payday candy bars are full of protein. And it, you know, the nuts, that's a great, and it's small enough that it can fit on the side of the package. Anything you can do to support these troops as we are approaching Christmas. And yeah, we laugh about it. We are spoiled, rotten babies, you know, but we have to give. And don't you, I know how important it is to y'all.
And now we need addresses for any of our local troops that are over there to be sure they get a package.
If you have Christmas cards that you want to put in a package, please write a little handwritten note to the soldiers and just put anysoldier.com, you know, because we know any soldier will get it. But it's so important, and we need names of guys in our area because there are so many people from Pickens, Gilmer, Fannin, Polk County, Tennessee. Anybody you know who may be serving, please write a handwritten card and then bring it over to Ronnie Thompson Ford. And let's spend Brenda's money wisely. You know, I know that Jessi will do that. And there's nothing any more important than giving back. There's nothing any more important than giving back. So, ladies, thank you so much. And we have to say today, Ronnie Thompson is probably the happiest man in the whole USA. He has the perfect wife. She lost her voice. My husband would have said, boy, that is a dead ringer. She will never do that again. But you will notice Vicki is very quiet today.
That's unusual.
And I want to say, I think you can make your checks out to support our troops. And if you want to do a check today, give it to Vicki or Jessi. My mind went blank.
Yeah.
But that's just a little small token of what we can do for our troops, because look at what they do for us.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you so much. I want you and Ronnie to go out and mingle and cook. And the books, for a $15 or more donation, you get a copy of Simply American. It is the story of Gilmer County and Gilmer County's Noah Harris. There's a little something in there about me that surprised me, because Lucy called me right at the end of the book. I never got to meet him. Y'all knew him. You loved him. You shared his life. I didn't, but I have shared his memory to so many people. And this is what I'm giving as a Christmas gift this year. I did a purchase of 10 of these, and I'm giving them as gifts because that's a great way to share his story and to continue to share the message. He truly believed in everything he did. Well, right now we're going to take a break and go to the weather. I can tell you it was 58. It was perfect at my house, and today it's going to be 84. Let's see what the weather people say. I don't know if they're as smart as us. All we did was walk outside and look up in the sky and say, thank you, Lord.
Well, come on down the mountain, Katy-Davy. Come on down the mountain, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear me calling Katy-Davy? We're gonna drink some good old Mountain Dew.
With her old man, she came from Temporary, from the pioneering days of 42. Her old man got shot in Tombstone City for the making of his good old Mountain Dew.
Well, come on down the mountain, Katy-Davy. Come on down the mountain, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear me calling Katy-Davy? We're gonna drink some good old Mountain Dew.
Wake up and pay attention, Katy Daly. I am the judge that's gonna sentence you. All the boys in the courtroom are drinking whiskey, and tell the truth, I've drunk a little too.
Well, come on down the mountain, Katy-Davy. Come on down the mountain, Katy-Doo. Can't you hear me calling Katy Daly? We're gonna drink some good old Mountain Dew.
Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Now, this is what it's all about. We have just received a check made out to support our troops. This is what this community stands for. This is what this community does. You know, this community, more than any I have ever seen, gives and gives and gives.
Mm-hmm.
You have chosen, you are a Jasper City policeman, but on the side, you've got a little job that's pretty important to you, don't you?
Yes,
Hold your mic up.
Okay, I've recently took a position as a youth specialist for Cool Springs Baptist Church and working with the kids in Pickens County.
And for people who don't know, Cool Springs is the beautiful white church at the intersection of Highway 5 and 53 in Tate.
Yes.
Been there a long, long time. I've been a member there 25 years.
Wow.
It is it's a beautiful church with a lot of history, but with history comes newness. And the new part of our church history would be the children.
Sure,
So are you involved
absolutely.
in the children's ministry?
Yeah, I mostly work with middle school and high school age children and just a little bit with the college age kids and everything.
Okay,
So-
how important are they?
Oh, they're very, very important to me. A lot of people say that they are the future of our county. They're the future of our church or anything, and I believe they are our church.
They
I
are.
believe they are. You know, they're us now. They are, you know, our population. If the world can, you know, design their advertising around teenagers and reaching out to that generation and their music and everything, the church really needs to be focusing its attention towards the youth. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is so important because they will make the decisions that will keep us in the nursing homes, that will keep us, and trust me, remember, your child will choose your nursing home.
Yes.
It is so important that we raise them according to the laws that we believe. So now what do you do? What do you do to keep the kids happy and busy?
Actually, I'm just kind of stepping into this position, been there just a couple of months. I've actually been at the church for a couple years, and but just stepped into this position, really felt called to this position in a couple months. So as of right now, we're in a dream and vision building mode. Every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8:30, we are bringing in different Christian artists, doing praise and worship music, different bands, different everything from drama teams to, and just got all kinds of stuff going on to take the kids in Pickens County and say, and be able to show them and say, hey, what's your dream? What's your gifting? And in 1 Timothy, or in 2 Timothy chapter 1, Paul tells Timothy, in which Timothy was a bishop over many churches when he was about 19 years old. So, so that shows you where God looks at the youth and everything. But he tells him to fan into flame the gift of God that's been given to you. And I believe that's one thing that we're doing through our vision and dream planning right now. We're bringing in different artists, everything from singers to praise and worship bands, and we're bringing drama teams and things like that to say, what is your gift? Where can God take you? And that's one thing we're working on.
And I don't care what you do, you all have something you can give back.
Absolutely.
You know, whether it be counseling or writing a poem that the kids could read at church or that they could turn into a play and reenact that poem. There's so many things. Everybody has something to give.
Yeah, that's we have a program that we're using, and we're calling it Worship Arts, and it includes everything from music, of course, and then painting, puppet ministry, drama, dance, interpretive dance, and also audiovisual technology. Because I don't know if you've noticed, when there's a presentation done for youth, just about anywhere, you know, there's a lot of you know, everything from lights and projectors and things like that. And so we're actually taking the kids and actually, you know, they might not be gifted to sing or to play music or something like that, but they're very gifted with a computer and with technology and things. And so we're actually showing them how to use that as a part of worship. So.
Well, now how can kids get involved? What can we do to encourage them to come?
Wednesday nights, 6:30. Beg, scream, kick, whatever you do to get there. And
I want to share something with you. I got something on the email one day, and it was talking about drugs. And it said the reason the generation before us wasn't on drugs, they were drugged to church, they were drugged to the funeral home, they were drugged to the nursing home.
Absolutely.
They were drugged to homecoming, they were drugged over to Aunt So-and-so's to work in the garden. We drugged them, but we didn't drug them like they're drugging them now, and I think it made a difference.
Yes.
I think it made a difference.
Absolutely. When I first got into, when I first was called this scripture right here, I'm going to read. It's out of Malachi chapter 1. It was back when the Israelites used to they were in the old covenant and they used to sacrifice animals and everything, and they'd got kind of lazy and they kind of got, just kind of cheap with it, and they started sacrificing. And this was supposed to be the blood covenant to cover their sins, and they started sacrificing blind animals and animals that wasn't any good and things like that. And this is what God told him. He says, the Lord Almighty says to the priest, a son who honors his father and a servant respects his master. I am your father and your master, but where are the honor and respect I deserve? You have despised my name, but you have asked, how have we despised your name? You have despised my name by offering defiled sacrifices on my altar. Then you ask, how have we defiled the sacrifices? You defile them by saying the altar of the Lord deserves no respect. When you give blind animals as sacrifices, isn't that wrong? And isn't it wrong to offer animals that are crippled and diseased? Try giving gifts like that to your governor and see how pleased he is, says the Lord Almighty. Go ahead, beg God to be merciful to you, but when you bring that kind of offering, why should you show any favor at all, asks the Lord Almighty. And I'm not going to sit up here and down anybody or anything. It's just a simple, gentle wake-up call. You reap what you sow. That's a biblical principle, and everybody says that. You reap what you sow, and it's very, very true. And a lot of times, if you walk into a church or you see a youth ministry that's based, what are they doing? Are they giving their 100%? Are people actually dedicating their lives to teaching these children, to discipling them? And in a lot of cases, not. And so you're seeing kids who are on drugs. You're seeing the overdoses. You're seeing the suicides. You're seeing all the problems that we're having in today's society with the children. And Cool Springs, the youth ministry there, we're called Aftershock. We want to be we want to be something different for the kids. We want to be able to. God says that His word won't come back void, and I know as long as we're teaching this word, that it's not going to come back void. That we're going to see fruit. So.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Right now, we're going to go to Chad Crow. Chad is going to talk to some guys who, Shriners are so close to my heart. My dad was a Shriner from the Yerub Temple in Atlanta. I grew up knowing what the Shriners give. There's nothing any more giving than that group of men who ride so many can walk. I want you to now sit back and enjoy Chad Crow. My buddy, Click It Chad Crow, is going to interview one of our Shriners in the northern area.
Thank you, Sherry. That's right. I have two guys here that are from the Shrines Club, and they have an event coming up. And I want to start off, I guess, talking a little bit about the event. What the event is that's coming up on October the 23rd.
On October the 23rd, we're having a fundraising event for the North Georgia Shrine Club at the Swan Drive-In Theater in Blue Ridge. Starting at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we're having karaoke by Jim Stanley. Harold Lee and Donna McFarland will do an Elvis show beginning at 7:30. And at 9 o'clock, we're having a special presentation of the movie Hancock, starring Will Smith. The cost of this is the admission of the normal admission to the theater, $6 for adults, $3 for children, and we're calling it a weekend of fun in one night, because we're having enough fun in one night to fill a weekend.
That's right. I see. There's a ton of different events, and it's just the cost of the admission to the Swan Drive-In. So how is this a fundraiser then if you're just barely covering the cost for the drive-in?
Steve Setzer and all of the people at the Swan Drive-In have donated their time. We're hoping to have enough people to come out and enjoy themselves, spend money in the concession stand. Steve has graciously donated all revenues, all monies generated would go to the North Georgia Shrine Club for our use for helping children at the Shriners Hospital, which we operate 22 hospitals throughout North America, Canada, and Mexico. There is no charge for any of the children's surgeries. We even provide hotel stays and gas money if the parents need it. And all of that is covered by the Shriners.
That's right, and the Shrine Club, of course, takes care of children up until they're the age of 18. Right. And you mentioned the cost to run those 22 hospitals. How much money is needed by the Shrine Club to run their hospitals?
Well, in 2007, our budget was $721 million. So we've got it figured now. It costs a little over $2 million every single day to run our 22 hospitals. Along with those 22 hospitals, we have burn hospitals, we have orthopedic hospitals, and we have research hospitals as well. But again, every penny that we make, you see us in our funny hats, we call them fezzes, when we're out on the street bucketing, and we're very proud to wear those fezzes, and it's a symbol. When you see the red hats and the tassels hanging off, you know that we are true Shriners and we are working as hard as we can to get every penny. Our temple is in Atlanta, and it's called Yarab Temple. And we are proud to say that for the last 8 years in a row, we've donated $1 million each year for 8 years in a row to our hospital crusade. And that's a pretty big feat, and we're proud to have done it.
All right, yeah, definitely doing a lot of good, but I must admit, I think the coolest thing about the Shrine Club is, of course, the parades, cruising around in the little cars and things like that. So I think I'm gonna have to get serious talking with y'all to find out what I can do to get one of those cool hats and ride one of the little cars. So
There's a Shrine Parade this Saturday in Ellijay. In Ellijay at the Apple Festival, there's a Shriners Parade this coming Saturday.
all right, so definitely get out there, check those cars, and like I said, I'm gonna see what I can do to get into one of those. We're gonna head back over to Sherry, and I'm gonna talk with these guys a little bit more about getting in one of those cool cars.
Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. We are live from Brenda Evans Designs on the Audubon or Tail Creek Road or 282. If you're sitting at home, get out here and join us. Angela, tell me about these cakes we're going to be giving away.
Diana Burnett made our cakes that we're going to give away, and Jerry Rice made our cakes, 2-pound cakes that we're going to be eating.
I want to know who made the strawberry cakes.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Burnett made the giveaway.
Well, let me tell you about my little man here who could have grown the strawberries for us. Carl Ed Abernathy is one of my older guests, and he's also, everybody knows that he's my boyfriend and his wife is here, and she's my wife-in-law. I adore this family. He has a garden. He's growing me some kale right now, aren't you?
Sure, and it's good.
The kale is going to make me live to be 100. So I'm going to try to really eat right because I want to be here when I'm 100. Now, Carlette, on October 28th, we will be celebrating Mr. Jessi Ward's 100th birthday. Girls, we've all got to be there. We're going to be in the studio with a big birthday party, and I want all our platinum guests, platinum people who've been on the show, this is your job, to round up all these old geezers. And I want the old geezers, if you're 75 or older, to come to the studio and be with us to share in Mr. Jessi Ward's 100th birthday. He is sharp as a tack. He goes to Sunday school every Sunday. He is a cool dude. And unlike, he didn't live up here all his life, so his longevity may not be as good as yours, because you grew up where the folks last long, they look young, they feel great. Carlette, what is it about the area you live in that makes your life so great?
Well, I've always had a garden.
Always.
Always, and I like to eat all that good stuff out of the garden.
Yep. But what is your number one thing to order in a restaurant?
Hamburger.
Hamburger.
Yep.
It is amazing. You and Laura both live a full life. You stay busy. You're active in so many things in the community. And you're kind of what drew me to the north area, because everybody I met there looked young, stayed active, felt so good. And I said, it has to be your lifestyle. We live a really relaxed lifestyle up here. It's totally different.
Yeah.
And when you go into the city, people really don't understand. We are living better. We are living longer. We are looking better because we are not stressed. It is a very stress-free lifestyle, isn't it?
It sure is. And, I've been here 86 years.
86 years. I told y'all I was looking for an older man.
Yeah. And I'm mighty thankful I've been here that long.
That's right. Well, Carlette, I love you dearly. We're going to take a break now and go back to the community calendar. There's so much going on in your community. And guys, if you can get out and help these Shriners raise some money, Saturday night I will be in Mineral Bluff. We had a young guest on yesterday, Paige. She desperately needs a kidney transplant. I will be there. I will be supporting that family. Anything you can do to help your neighbor, help your fellow man who needs our help, whether it be supporting our troops, just everybody jump in and do what you can. As the holidays approach, let's don't think of ourselves, let's think of others. So right now we're going to go to the community calendar, and when we come back, we'll be talking more about what's going on in our area. Charlene and Angela, get out, mix and mingle, talk to people, and invite them to some of the places
we have a couple of things.
You do? What have you got going on?
Everybody needs to come to, I'm fortunate enough to work with the Lions Club at the Lions Gate Mortuary. And
she's Bridezilla. She's Bridezilla. So when y'all get there, she's the one that really looks rough.
I love it. And the money that we raise there goes to the Empty Stocking Fund in Pickens County. And it's an awesome, awesome thing. So everybody come out. We're open Friday night, Saturday night. You know, the money that you pay helps to fill empty stockings for children.
And it will scare the daylights out of you.
It's so much fun. Come and see if you can find out which little goop I am. So, yeah.
Okay. Charlene, what's going on with you?
So I've got two things. The First Mountain Cruisers are going to have a benefit cruise. It's to benefit Habitat for Humanity. They're going to leave from Sharp Mountain Church in Ball Ground. It's going to be a 50-mile drive, and then they will have lunch. You can do up to 3 passengers, and if you want more information, you can call 706-253-1960, and that's going to be on November the 1st.
Okay, and we have to say, last week you had a very successful car show in Jasper, tractor show. You know, we get together, we raise money, we have fun, and we try to do something, and we all try to give back. It's so important. Let's go to the community calendar now and find something you can do this weekend. Support whatever's going on in our community. We'll be right back, guys.
When hearts like ours meet, I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down as the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down as the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Sailor has a 7 seas and 4 strong winds that blow. A drifter has the next town down the road. A gambler has a chance.
Welcome back to North Georgia Now today. Now today we are in Gilmer County, Georgia. We serve from Polk County, Tennessee to Cherokee, Georgia. Now everybody knows when you get into Cherokee County, you've arrived in God's country. When you come up to Pickens County, it doesn't get any better than that until you get to Gilmer County, when it really gets good. Now, Gilmer County captures people by the apple market. They come here to pick apples, but they have this problem. When they come here, they say, oh my goodness, maybe we need a second home. And then they see many of the realtors in town. Now, Judy, y'all have been involved in real estate here how many years?
About 10 years.
In 10 years, how many times have you said, how lucky am I?
Numerous. I can't believe. Every morning when I get up, I just can't believe I can live here.
And y'all have horses, and you
Right.
absolutely love horses.
Right.
And if y'all don't recognize her, shame, shame, shame. It means you don't watch ETC often enough, because you are in every commercial with horses.
Right.
I saw you twice this morning.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
Oh, that's
I
great.
did. And you say love those mountains. You truly do love these mountains.
Yes, that's the name of our company, and that's the reason we named it what we did, because we just love living here.
Now, are y'all somebody that we talked about earlier? We said a lot of folks went to Florida, didn't like it, and came here, or a lot of people left Rhode Island, didn't like that, and came here. Where'd you come from?
Well, I came from Atlanta. Pete and I lived in Cobb County for about 34 years.
Okay.
And Pete's originally from England, a long time ago.
Okay.
And we always dreamed of coming here and living and having a mountain home. And we live next to Forest Service land, and I can ride my horses up and down the hills, and we have a wonderful time.
And he told me a story. Did you recently lose a very special horse?
Yes, we did. And she's on my card. We've used that as a memorial to her.
That's one of the great things about coming here, whether you have a black lab or you have 12 cats or you have, you know, there's so much land available. And so many, every day I get out and ride these roads and I'll find areas I've never seen before. Yeah. It's incredible. It is incredible. And when people come here, we laugh about it in real estate. You say, everybody walks in and says, I want 5 acres, a cabin, and a stream with a mountain view. Right. And then you say, okay, Bubba, you can't have all of that. So how do you tell people, this is what we have on this side of the community, this is what we have over here? How do you help them choose?
Well, you have to just ride around and let them find out what is available. They come in with a list of things, of criteria that they want for a home, and then you start helping them begin to focus on really what the most important things are, because it's really difficult. You can rarely find everything with a mountain view and water and all that, you know, but they have to focus on what it is that's most important to them. But you can't tell them, you have to show them.
Exactly. And sometimes do you think people will get out and say, oh, this is exactly what I wanted, but then they find out maybe there's not water service available. I'm one of those kids, you know, I mean, I can pull up and find this great piece of property, and then when they say, well, you'll have to drill a well, oh no, not me, because city girls got to have water that turns on anytime I want it to. So sometimes that changes how you look at things, and you do have to choose what you really, really want and what's really important to you.
Right, and people have dreams in their minds of what they want, and when they must, you know, they have to be shown what is available here. But what better job to get to ride around and look at the pretty views every day.
It's amazing.
Just wonderful.
Now, let me ask you something. Does Pete get stuck at the office most of the time?
Yes. Yeah.
So he does the meet and greet, sets up the appointments?
No, I usually do that. Pete does the marketing. He's the
Okay.
computer guy, and I'm the one that talks a lot.
Okay. Now, when you came here, did you immediately find the property of yours? You just couldn't live without it?
Yeah, that's what I tell people. When you walk into something, it's got to make your heart beat faster. And I also tell them that the quest is half the fun, you know, riding around and looking at different things, looking at pretty houses and pretty views and streams and things.
Well, that's one of the things Brenda Evans gets to do. You said she had staged a house over in Big Canoe that you were involved in. That's one of the things. Builders today, there's a lot on the market here. The prices, borrowing money's great today because the local banks all have decent interest rates, and all the local banks say, welcome, come to the mountains and let us help you find your dream home. And it doesn't matter what bank we're talking about, they all have good interest rates right now. So if they're in the market, there couldn't be a better time to buy.
Yes, we try to encourage people to use local banks. We think that's the best thing to do.
And you know, that's the cool thing. A local bank knows if you're going up here on Turnip Town and you're going to buy the side of a mountain that a billy goat can't go up, a local banker's not going to loan you money on that. But they know our area, and it's very, very important that you deal with somebody who does know the area like y'all. You've been here 10 years. Could you have taken me to Coosawattee and showed me around?
10 years ago?
No, today.
Oh, today. I know that place like the back of my hand.
I've never been in there.
No? Oh, I'll take
But
you.
I'm going. I'm coming your way.
Yeah, I saw a lady the other day. I was showing property, and she was lost, and she was at the other end of the development. So I drew her a map, and she found her way
She found her way out. Well, we're going to Bent Tree next week, and Bent Tree is one of my favorite places to visit. Do you know why? Every stop sign has an arrow telling you how to get out of there because I have been lost in Bent Tree. And some genius years ago came up with this plan. And every stop sign has an arrow that leads you to the main gate, which is a good thing because quite often if the realtor doesn't say those arrows mean the way out, people will ride around forever. They see some great views while they're riding around forever, but then lunchtime comes and passes and then dinner time and they're still riding around. So there's so many things up here to see, and what a great job you have. What a great job.
Well, there are just so many things to do. Like I see some people over there that come to Pickin' on Thursday nights. And
now tell me about Pickin' on Thursday nights. Is it uptown?
In Cherry Log.
Okay.
Now on the square is Friday nights.
Okay.
This is in Cherry Log, and there are a couple places in Blue Ridge also different nights of the week.
Now for city slickers that might be tuning in that don't know what Pickin' is, let's tell them.
Well, people bring instruments and they just sit down and play together. You know, okay, you know this song, okay, let's play this. And then some people just come and listen.
It's kind of like sweet tea. It's a Southern thing.
Right.
It really is a Southern thing.
And I've met some people that I never would have met any other way than going to Pickin'.
We're going to let Pete talk a minute. Okay. Give him that mic. Let's see if he can talk.
I usually don't do most of the talking.
Okay. You have an office in downtown, right off the roundabout.
In historic downtown Ellijay.
Beautiful, beautiful old building. And you told me that you really didn't have to do a lot to it to restore it.
That's right. It was in very good condition when we got it. We just did some painting and redid the bathroom and put up signs, and we were in business.
And this is this kind of like being in England? Were you in the country in England?
No, I lived in the city.
Okay.
It was a resort city on the seacoast.
Rough life, yeah.
Well, it was back then.
Now, being here, do you think it could get any better than this?
No, I've told Judy you'd have to use dynamite to get me out of my house. So,
See, we all feel that way, and that's why I thought it was important to have y'all on here. You are transplants. You came from the city, and many people, and y'all know this, if you get on 515 on the weekend, 92,000 people of you folks from the city are coming up here to visit. We welcome you to come and stay. That's right. Yeah, it is just amazing. We have grown here, and I learned that more today than ever because I did get on Highway 5, and I looked around at all this traffic, and I thought, Lord have mercy, am I on 400 today? First time I've really noticed the traffic. But it's so spread out, and it's so beautiful and so phenomenal. So we have to welcome people. Give folks your phone number. Your office.
it's 706-276-6867.
And if you want to learn to love these mountains, then call Judy, call Pete, and come and spend the day with them. Now, right now, we're going to go back to the community calendar. It's a long community calendar today. We're going to share a little bit more of that with you. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about Gilmer County. We welcome you to come down and be with us. We're playing trivia here. We're giving away goodies. And you're going to meet some more people here who make Gilmer County their home and make a difference in this community. Hang around, guys. We'll be right back. welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Now, everybody knows we celebrate birthdays every day. So Monday through Friday, you can call us. You can share your birthday information or your anniversary information, anything you want us to talk about on the air. Today, I said when we first came on, today is Miss Audrey Scott's birthday. And you know, just about every live show, I talk her husband into singing for you. And I told Mr. Floyd to pick something positive and upbeat today. It is his wife's birthday. She is a wonderful, wonderful lady who has influenced her young son, Barry, who is now, you have seen him, you love him. He learned everything he knows at home at the kitchen table from his mom and dad. Right now, I want you to sit back and enjoy Floyd Scott sharing something from his heart.
Thank you, Sherry. It's a joy to be here today. And I want to sing one of the old church hymns that most of us growed up on, I guess. And I think Sherry mentioned this one yesterday, but I kind of had it in mind anyway. It's called I'll Fly Away. I'll sing the verses, and how about you folks join me on the chorus and everybody sing with me, okay? Some glad morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life have grown, I'll fly away. Like a bird from prison bars has flown, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I will fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sherry, and thanks to ETC for inviting me to come out and be with you folks today. Thanks again.
Floyd. He is such a big part of this community. His young granddaughter, Brittany Timms, has been on our show, Heart of the Home. You actually were one of the first Heart of the Home guests. My co-host, Bill Siniard, is also a great, great singer. Bill sings lead with First Mountain City. No group anywhere gives as much as your group does because you do fundraisers, you do anything you can to help the community. And we have to tell you right now, we're going to ask for prayer for Bill's aunt. She is not maybe a year older than me.
Yeah, a couple years.
She is battling cancer. It is very, very near the end. I thought I'll Fly Away is very, very appropriate because she is ready to go. She is prepared to meet the best thing that ever happened in this world. Yeah. So right now, Bill is going to do a special request. We have a lady here who travels with me. I adore her. She was one of my mom's dearest friends. She fell and broke her arm when I was out on an outing with her a couple of weeks ago. And do you know that precious soul would not tell me that her arm was broken? She came home in so much pain. She went and had it x-rayed and had it set. She gave Bill this song and wanted him to learn it. So this song goes out to Miss Bobby. And I hope your arm heals well. And next time I take you out, I won't kick you down the hill.
And I just learned this last night, so we'll see if we get it right. But it's called What Will I Leave Behind? She gave me this book about a couple months ago, told me to learn it. She said she's going to wring my neck if I didn't learn it, so we'll see. After I leave for worlds unknown, over the borderline, never again on earth to roam, what will I leave behind? Leave behind, yes, leave behind. What will I leave behind? After I leave for worlds unknown, what will I leave behind? I'm supposed to sing all 3 verses for you or just 2? Okay. Will I be missed by those I love, or have I been unkind? Have I been true to God above? What will I leave behind? Leave behind, yes, leave behind. What will I leave behind? After I leave for worlds unknown, what will I leave behind? This is my prayer, O Lord, today. Let me be wholly thine. When I am called from earth away, let heaven then be mine. Leave behind, yes, leave behind. What will I leave behind? After I leave for worlds unknown, what will I leave behind?
Okay, he's my smart co-host. He's my talented co-host. He is one of my dearest friends, and it took a lot of gumption on a day that you know your aunt may leave here today.
Well, I'm happy.
It's a perfect song.
Yeah,
it is the perfect song.
Let's just put it this way, if I knew that she was not ready to go and didn't know where she was going, I'd be pretty sad.
That's right. Well, right now we're going to bring a guest on. His name is Larry Dodson. He is an amazing artist who paints. We talk about God-given talent every single day. Somebody told me I had the talent of gab. Now, we talked about the fact that my mom moved from Atlanta to a town called Talking Rock. Now, when Mama moved to Talking Rock, what did y'all expect me to learn to do? I had to talk. So I grew up in Atlanta and Orlando. I wasn't fortunate enough to be a country kid, but today I value every single day of my life because of you and because of the things you have taught me about your lifestyle. When I met Larry Dodson, I walked into this phenomenal studio. I had never been to Cades Cove. That day, I purchased 2 of your pictures that I gave as gifts. They were of Cades Cove. Your vision from what God put in your heart gave me a vision to go to Cades Cove. I've been there 3 times now. So you taught me something. We all can share what we know and what gifts we have. Whether it be, I've told people about McKaysville, Copper Hill, I've told them about Jasper. Go up to Sharp Top Mountain and take some photos. Sure. You know, share what you have. And Larry, we're going to do a show up at Bent Tree. I would love for you to be there because the views there are incredible. And from an artist view, you need God's picture out there for you to paint, don't you?
That's right. I've been painting for quite a while, but I never can mix the beautiful color that he has created. You can get close, but you cannot get that color.
Well, I got the sweetest note from a girl. I gave the Cades Cove photo or painting as a gift for a wedding gift. And I got the sweetest note from the girl. The bride wrote me and said, "You didn't know this, but we got engaged at Cades Cove." Now, when you went to Cades Cove, didn't you just take photos and then went back and painted from that?
I do photographs. You can't paint out in the elements. The wind blows the gnats, the mosquitoes, the dust, so you have to do the photographs and paint in your studio, really.
Is there a better time of year than the fall to do that?
Not really.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. It is so beautiful. And today, will y'all take some time to maybe ride around Gilmer County? One of your first paintings, and one of the most famous, is called Summertime in Ellijay.
Summertime in Ellijay is my first print. I've been full-time 34 years, and that was my first print in 1975.
And you donated one of those. We raised some money for the Copper Hill Methodist Church.
Right.
You donated that print, and the little man who won it, God love him, he stood right beside that print until the drawing.
Right.
And I swear, if somebody else had won that print, I believe he'd have hijacked him, knocked him down, and hog-tied him, because he was so, he just was in awe of that print. It is springtime in Ellijay, and it is so beautiful.
Springtime in Ellijay. You know, you talk about Cay's Cove, and it is beautiful. But when you come to Blue Ridge, Tellico, for Ellijay, every direction you look, the mountains are absolutely unbelievable. So this is one of the most beautiful areas to do paintings. I've got several in this area.
You mentioned Tellico and Tellico Plains. Have you ever been to Tellico Plains?
I think I have been through there, yes.
That's where I did a lot of trout fishing.
Beautiful place.
Well, and that's another thing. We need to invite you to Crawford's Crossing. We're going to have a fundraiser up there next Saturday night. The valley and the stream and the trout that you can see through the clear water. There are things to do here that, you know, honestly, I have never been to so many of the different developments here because I don't have, there's only 24 hours in a day, you know, but even I miss things by not getting out and traveling more.
Wife and I, we've been doing trout fishing for years, and we're looking for one of the secret streams up here that to do the trout
next
fishing.
Saturday night, you come hang out with me on October 25th. I will be at Crawford's Crossing. It's a beautiful, beautiful farm with a beautiful valley and a beautiful stream. We will have pork. We will have music. We will have things to do to hang around, and if we ain't eating, we ain't meeting. So I can tell you next weekend they're killing, Lord, did I say the word? They're going to kill them 2 poor hogs and they're going to cook them. But we have to do that, you know. That's just part of we're eating, we're meeting. Now, Larry, you live at Cloudland Canyon, which is where my grandparents were from.
Right. Well, I grew up at Cloudland. My grandfather was superintendent, and I grew up at Cloudland Canyon, beautiful area. We live at the foot of the mountain in Trenton right now. And
y'all, we won't tell y'all that he lives so close to the interstate, you can about spit and hit the middle of the interstate. But you live in the middle of 25 acres, don't you?
Beautiful views.
So it's kind of like country living right on the side of the interstate. You don't know the interstate's there. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Was that interstate there when y'all built or when you moved there?
Yes, we've been there about 20 years.
Because when he gave us the directions, we're going over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house, and I'm thinking, hey, I ain't Little Red Riding Hood. I am never going to find this place.
He's pretty near a suburb of Chattanooga.
That's right.
Yeah, he is. And then it opened up into this fabulous yard, and it's just like being out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, wife has flower gardens on every corner, and they're just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when you paint, do you paint year-round? Is it a winter thing? Do you get out and travel around more during the good months?
I usually paint at night, and this time of the year we have so many shows that we have to go to. I really can't concentrate on doing originals, so usually I don't do any painting this time of year.
Okay. And we have to say your originals are available.
Available.
They are available, and if anybody loves me enough to buy me one of those, you know, my kids could get together and cash in all their savings accounts. But
well, now, I have prints on the easels, but I also have 4 originals in the van, and a couple of people already looked at some of them. So.
Well, your work is amazing, but it is God-given talent.
Absolutely. I'm sure I need lessons. I've never had one. But a lot of people have talent that they never develop, and I've tried to develop my talent.
I think that's what's important about today. Today, each person sitting here, each person in our viewing area, there's something you can give back. There, you know, you might not be able to sing. Lord knows I couldn't sing. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. I can't hardly adjust the radio channel. So, but I try to give back, and I think that's very important. Bill, you do that by doing fundraisers, by going to the nursing homes. Y'all are going to be singing out at Wildwood?
Yes, just another week and a half or so.
Right. It is so important to give back, just like Larry, who gave us the print that we raised all the money for in Copper Hill. We all have something we can share. We do.
I'd suggest don't take lessons if you've been doing it that long. You need to be giving lessons. The lessons would ruin you, I'm sure.
I don't know if I could teach or not. I'm not that, you know.
Well, his prints go from the one with the raccoons. What's the name of that one?
Well, that's 7 Bandits. That's an original. It's never been printed.
Yeah. And it is absolutely phenomenal. And it was from a picture somebody sent you?
Some people that collect my work in Hiawassee, they go out on their pontoon. They say, we see this family of raccoons. They mail me I said, mail me a photograph. I think there'd be 2 or 3. There were 7 in it. unbelievable, and I did original from that.
And it is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And I have several of your prints hanging in my house. And today we're going to ask some questions and do a little bit of trivia. We've been doing that out in the audience. Everybody knows I love going to Alaska, and I'm going to give you a picture I took of Mount McKinley that will give you something to do on your boring days.
Yeah,
right.
One of my originals is from Alaska. You've seen it, called Eagles Landing.
I have seen it, and the eagles in Alaska. It is so beautiful. And you know, they were asking some trivia questions, and they said, where would I want to spend a vacation? Somebody said McKaysville. Why would I want to do that? I'm in McKaysville every day.
You pretty much live there.
And then they said Alabama. Well, why would I want to do that? I'm in Alabama twice a week. You know? So, if I go on vacation, I go to Alaska. So there's your trivia answer. But Larry, traveling and sharing this area, you could go 150-mile radius here and have so much beauty to choose to paint.
Oh, this area, you would never have to go anywhere else to do the type painting I do. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is so fabulous. Right now, we're going to go back to the community calendar. We have so much going on in this community. The Apple Festival this weekend. Marble Festival was a couple of weeks ago, and it was very, very successful. We were very fortunate because we were right on the edge where there was no fuel. I'm going to tell you guys, if you are sitting in Atlanta watching us, get yourselves up here. For $2.91, you can buy gas. So, hey, it is available. The pumps are full. The stations welcome you. There are so many places here who say, welcome to the mountains, welcome to the mountains. Come and spend time with us. We are coming to you live from Brenda Evans Designs on the Audubon. That's another trivia question that we ask quite often, and we're going to be sharing things with you every single day as the leaves turn. We're going to give you new ideas of trips and places to go. Cloudland Canyon being one of them. Larry, it's what, an hour from here?
Hour and 15 minutes. Worth the trip. Unreal.
Beautiful view. And for you hikers, there are so many of you out there who love to hike. If you want to go hike, there's nothing any prettier than Cloudland Canyon.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely phenomenal. Right now, we are going to go back to the community calendar, and when we come back, somebody's calling. Hello. We'll be right back.
Let me tell a story, I can tell it all, about a mountain boy who ran illegal alcohol. His father made the whiskey, son he drove a load. When they heard his engine roar, they called it Thunder Road. There was thunder, thunder on the Thunder Road. Thunder was his engine and white lightning was his load. And there was moonshine, moonshine quenched the devil's thirst. The law they swore they'd get him, but the devil got him first. Sometimes into Asheville, sometimes Memphis town. The law they swore they'd get him, but they couldn't run him down. Each time they thought they'd had him, his engine would explode, and he'd go by like they were standing still on Thunder Road. There was thunder, thunder, oh the Thunder Road. Thunder was his engine and white lightning was his load. And there was moonshine, moonshine quenched the devil's thirst. The law they swore they'd get him, but the devil got him first.
Welcome back. We are live today from Brenda Evans Designs in Gilmer County. Now, I talk about the beauty who surrounds us, the mountains, the streams, the absolute gorgeous views. But let me tell you why I'm in Gilmer County every morning. Somebody told me if I would live the lifestyle these people live at an older age, I would have this beautiful complexion. I've rounded up the prettiest senior citizen in Gilmer County, Miss Ferrell Starnes. We talk about you a lot. You have made such an impact on me. You love to do tea parties. We are doing a tree up at our shop in McKaysville, and it is in memory of my trips to the Magnolia Room at Rich's in downtown Atlanta, where my mom took me for tea. You are the queen of tea parties in Gilmer County, aren't you?
I don't think so.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You do fundraising and have a tea party here once a year.
Yes.
Tell me why that's so important to you.
Well, it's to benefit the Cancer Society, and I think that's very important.
Absolutely. You benefit the Cancer Society. When I showed up last year, you talk about a tea party. Man, the tables were set. There was judging. Who won that one? I can't remember.
The medical board that I belong
That had the
to,
blue table?
Amedisys.
Yes. Well, you know, Miss
And
Ferrell, I voted for your table 5 times. You know, and you had to give up candy to vote. So y'all know I really wanted your tables to win. But cancer is something that has touched all of us, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Every family, somebody knows somebody who has either been diagnosed with it, is beating it today, or has beaten it, you know, and it's important that we continue fundraising. Now, when will the next tea party be?
It'll be in May, about the 1st of May.
Okay, well, I can't wait for that. That's going to be so much fun. But this Thursday, Angela is going to be leading us in decorating the pink pig tree. We're going to be in McKaysville. We're doing a fundraiser up there. It's called the Christmas Village. And ETC actually has the first little village house, and that is us giving back to the Copper Basin area. You pay $20 to do your theme tree, and then you decorate it however you want to do it. We've chosen to do it inside the mall at the Nifty 50. And we chose the tea party theme. I told Angela, I said, hit every thrift store you can find and get me teacups. So my Christmas tree at my house has my grandmother's teacups on it, and I love that. I absolutely love it. When I told you to put teacups on the tree, what did you tell me?
I freaked out because that's jewel tea.
That is
and
jewel
it's very
tea.
expensive.
Yeah.
And I did not want that responsibility, so we super wired them so that they did not fall off and you disowned me.
Right.
So,
but everybody has maybe one of your grandmother's teacups, and I think it's a wonderful way to have a Christmas tree of memories. And our tree is going to have the pink pigs on it from Rich's in downtown Atlanta. It started with a picture of my brother, my sister, and I sitting there with Santa at the pink pig. And I told you did I call you this morning or last night and tell you to add magnolias to the tree because the Magnolia Tea Room.
Yeah.
Special memories from your childhood are a great way to do a tree. Now, Charlene, what kind of theme tree would you do at your house?
Mine's angels.
Angels,
always.
Exactly. Exactly. Everybody start looking around your house and start gathering things that will mean something to you. And when I met her at the tea party, I was so amazed by her. And then when I found out her age, I went, whoa, I want to grow up to be just like her. You know, it is amazing. We're not going to tell you her age, but we will tell you she qualifies for the Platinum Club to come to the birthday party. She qualifies and then some. So.
and has less wrinkles than me.
Oh yes, it is amazing. But our lifestyle here is laid back, relaxing. I find myself sometimes just sitting on the river watching the ducks. And I think, hey, this is pretty cool. This is pretty
Jim
cool.
and I went up to the Nifty 50s day before yesterday. There was the most beautiful mountain up there in the river, and he was just hanging out. And I was like, God, no wonder my mama comes up here so much. And then we went over to Subway and got us a little sandwich snack before we came back, and everybody in there was so nice.
It is.
And I think there was a lady in there that kind of thought she knew me because she kept looking at me, you know, and it's like, I think that's her. And I was like, hey.
That's right. Well, the lifestyle here is so wonderful. You were lucky enough to have been, were you born here?
No.
No, where are you from?
Dalton.
Dalton,
Whitfield
okay.
County.
So you're a city girl.
No. I'm not.
Country girl.
I love the country.
You do love the country.
And
Now,
I have some beautiful geese on my lake.
do you? Now
Yes.
let's talk about your lake. Your lake is a place where, how many baptisms have happened there?
Well, most every Sunday in the summertime, especially the late summer, had one last Sunday.
Wow. How many people were baptized?
3.
It is amazing that this community still can go out into a creek. Remember when Michael was baptized down at Whitestone at the campground? And I said, where are you going to do the baptizing? It was in the creek down at Whitestone. And that is just phenomenal, you know.
Courtney was baptized at Grandview Lake.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you know, we talked about Grandview Lake this week. Every single community we serve has something special to share. There's so much to share. There's so many things for you to come and see, whether it be the apples when you want to go out and pick your own apples, or if you want to go to the cannery, we'll teach you to can. You know, that's something else. Miss Ferrell, did you can when you were growing up?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. See, this year, I have seen so many people who've never canned before that are now making jelly and putting up apples and doing applesauce. This area, and right now, Harris Farm has got about 50 bushels of black walnuts on the ground, and next week will be Black Walnut Picking Up Day. And then it will be, if y'all are really, really bored and you want to come and help us, we can shell black walnuts.
She wants me and you to do that, do you?
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
You know, there's nothing like what
tedious.
what your hands look like when you do black walnuts. Yeah.
Well, talk about seeing places and, you know, going places in our area that I've never been. Charlene and Charles went to the dam at Carter's Lake, and
Beautiful.
I've never seen it, and her pictures were incredible. So now it makes me want to go over there.
And the dam from here
and
is
see
about,
it.
what, 20 miles?
I don't think it's that far.
Okay.
Maybe
Really?
12.
No, but let me tell you,
About
when you get
12.
to the other side of the dam, last Thursday we took Courtney back. When you get to the other side and you walk all the way out to the end, dead silence. I've never heard that much quiet
And
in
see,
my
that
life.
is such a valuable commodity.
Oh,
because
yeah.
how many people leave the stress of the city, they drive back and forth, they do their jobs, they don't ever get the quiet peacefulness that we are so blessed with.
You know how deep that lake is? 450 feet.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
I'm becoming an aficionado on Carter's Lake. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We got to keep up with Bill, you know.
Oh, I
He's
know.
the
Well,
knowledgeable
there's no
one.
keeping up with him, you know.
Well, you know, we do some trivia quite often, and I don't know if y'all have picked up on this, but Miss Ferrell happens to be involved in Bailey's Toggery. Years ago, did you actually work there and help ladies choose their clothing?
For a short time.
Yes, you did, and she has excellent taste, and so we talk about that a lot. Yeah. Now, the one thing they need to do, they need a few more fat clothes.
For me.
For me. But it is so precious that you can be at your age. You're active, you're involved in your community, you are the best tea party doer in the world, and you pass along everything you know and you share. And that's what's so important about this community. There's so many people who give back and give back and give back. Right now we're going to say goodbye to Miss Ferrell, and I'm going to tell you, you can catch her next year at the tea party. I will be there. What else are you going to be working on this year? Is there anything else you're doing that you really hold close to your heart?
Well, just the baptizings are my main thing. Right. That's my favorite thing.
That's your favorite thing. And she brought me some great photos that we'll be sharing with you in the fall in the garden that Donovan's working on, because we're going to share the things that happen in the summer. Quite often there are many baptizings in our area. So right now we're going to take a break and we're going to go back to the community calendar. When we come back, we're going to talk about Elmer County.
She turns off the TV and finishes her drink, crawls into their bed alone, and is late again. Pulls the covers around her tight, wonders when he'll come home. How did it ever come to this? Had she done something wrong? Once her love had been so strong, but that was years ago. They tried to fight it off, but now time has taken its toll. When it comes to each other now, be better off alone. They spend their time thinking to themselves, how long can this go on? finally gets home. He's sorry he had to stay so late. He's sorry he didn't phone. And he's beside her in bed. He holds her in his arms. He can feel the hurt inside her. How long can this go on? Once her love had been so strong, but that was years ago. They try to fight it off, but now time has taken its toll.
Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Today we are live from Brenda Evans Designs, and Brenda Evans is having a sale. And it is called a 4-day customer appreciation sale, and it is today through Saturday. And you need to come by and visit with her. I can tell you, after this show, it's going to be hard to follow because I see people lounging on sofas and in recliners. And I got some rocking. We got a lot of people rocking, you know. Who is that guy called the possum that sings, "I don't need no rocking chair today"? I would love to have a rocking chair. But we are in Gilmer County, the middle of our viewing area. We start in Polk County, Georgia. We go to Polk County, Tennessee. We work our way. We actually started, our first live show was in McKaysville, Georgia. Yes, I got hung up on McKaysville, but I love Polk County, Tennessee. I love Copper Hill. I love Ducktown. I love Bent Tree. I love Big Canoe. There are so many places. We are so fortunate. We are so fortunate, and we tell you all the time, don't go away on vacation. Find a day trip. Find something to do. There's so much to do. Go to Chatsworth to the Chief Band House. You know, show up at a local track and watch my kid race. Go to over in Lanier at Lanier Raceway. You know, there's a lot to do in our area. We don't have to drive that 6, 7, 8 hours to the beach. Why would we go to the beach to get sand in our feet? Well, hush now. This is the beach girl. Yeah, I'm the mountain girl. This is the beach girl. But we do have so much to share with you. And one of the things we share every day are events about you. Charlene, have you got an anniversary?
I do. Jean and Ralph Stanfield, October the 18th. Ralph called me and he said if I live till October the 18th, we'll be married 58 years. So happy anniversary to them.
That's wonderful. 58 years.
Yeah, if she doesn't kill me, then now who's the anniversary tomorrow?
Bill and Melissa, yay!
Bill and Melissa Siniard, they are celebrating their anniversary tomorrow.
26 big years.
26 years with one woman, 4 kids, 12 dogs, and a bear in their backyard.
I know. Sounds like the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Bill's going to make it to their next anniversary because that boy has been cutting firewood.
Yeah.
And he found he's not quite as physically fit as he thought because he said, Monday, everything about me hurts from cutting firewood. Yeah. This is going to be a tough winter, according to all signs.
Yes.
And tell us how many people you've had to teach about the persimmon seeds.
So many. Mr. Max Jones came in the shop the other day with a bag full of and he said, show me what you're talking about. So we cut one open and got a big fat seed, and you have to slice it right down the middle, fat ways. You know, not if you have it like this, it won't work. Turn it flat and put it in your finger. Slice it down the middle, and there, sure enough, we did too. There were spoons.
Yes.
So I told him, I said, take this bag home, and when you're watching TV tonight, cut every seed open and see what you get. And I hadn't heard back from him, but I had to show Mr. Max. And then there was a lady here this morning that asked me, how did I do it, you know, and she's got a tree in her yard, so
well,
there's Bill and Melissa, happy
anniversary. Happy anniversary. We went up to a mountaintop in Copper Hill and we found persimmons. Every single place we've checked persimmons, it is a sign of a tough winter, and with tough winters, we want to encourage you to find something to do, whether it be quilting or painting or writing poetry or reading good books. And there's nothing I can encourage any more than purchasing the Simply American. Brenda Evans has them here available. They're over at Ronnie Thompson Ford. You know, read about a young man who gave everything for his country. And today his parents are out promoting, working, helping, raising money for the Noah Harris Foundation here in Gilmer County. It will help put some kids in college. And It's important. It's important.
Speaking of raising money, right now, especially a lot of the nursing homes are having their fall festivals. I know Wildwood called me the other day, but I also have the Mountain Healthcare Center, which is now Heritage Healthcare, is going to have their fall festival on Friday, October the 17th from 9 to 4:30. They're looking for anybody to bring baked goods, anything. I mean, both nursing homes need help. They have a lot of, they're trying to get ready for Christmas for their residents.
And you know, that's one of the things I encourage you. If you are lucky enough to drive and can do this, go visit a nursing home. You know, I mean, the other day we had someone call in and win flowers on the show, and it was the flowers that the Ellijay florist had done for us. She won them because she wanted to share them with the nursing home. She didn't take them home to herself, she took them to the nursing home. I think that's so important. If you're baking cookies, bake an extra couple of dozen and take them to the nurses at the nursing home, because as winter comes, so many people don't want to get out, don't like to get out. The cold, hey, I got a knee, I can tell the weather by my knee. And in the winter, we all have things to deal with. I love to make those cookies that Tori and I made Christmas, Miss Olga Burgess's recipe. I have a new cookbook coming out, and Lord, they do melt in your mouth. If this cookbook makes it to the press and I don't choke somebody and they don't choke me, then the cookbook will be ready by December the 1st. And if you have old family recipes, one of my favorite things is to share cooking with the kids. So bring a grandchild in, spend an afternoon with her. Joey's daughter Emily loves to cook and loves to sew. I took home ec 3 times a day, loved home ec, loved cooking, and loved sharing that, and it's like canning. When I went to the cannery in Fannin County last week, I met a lot of people who had never canned before, and I thought that was cool. So if you have a talent, I don't care what it is. If it's canning, if it's making jelly, if it is teaching someone to crochet, next week we're going to have a lady on who's going to teach us to spin yarn.
Well, speaking of, this is something nobody knows.
Are we going to spin yarn?
Well, no.
Oh, it may be good gossip, y'all.
Hey, this is something nobody knows about me. Y'all will never believe this. You know what I used to do?
What?
Latch hook rugs.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. Did you do that?
I was addicted.
I know, and I actually bought like 2 new kits. So I said, let's do them and bring them. You want to? Yeah, let's do that.
It's so fun.
That's fun. It is fun. And it's like when you start, you can't stop.
It's addictive.
I know. Well, you know, it's kind of easy because I'm not good at embroidery or anything like that, but that's fun.
It is.
Well, my Aunt Leela taught me to crochet after your Granny Gilreath, who was not a very patient woman, and she's the woman that had that finger. You know, I didn't ever have to knot mine because my granny had this finger I felt sure was loaded with buckshot because she would always shake that finger. She tried to teach me to crochet, and I could not do it, and she finally looked at me and said, "You're not that dumb." And I said, "Well, I'll show you."
She taught me when I was 6.
She taught you when you were 6 years old. I went to my Aunt Leela's house, and I said, "Aunt Leela, your sister is impatient. She can't teach me to crochet." Aunt Leela taught me to crochet. Well, my husband, God love him, the next 6 months, we didn't eat much at our house because I was crocheting. And he would come in and say, "What's for dinner?" "Well, I don't know until I finish this African." You know? And he finally said, "Look, that yarn is going to be thrown away. You are not doing that. But find a hobby you like to do and share it with somebody," just like Aunt Leela teaching me to crochet.
Well, speaking of, I'm sorry, the nursing home real quick, I just wanted to say, when Granny Hazel was in the nursing home, the best thing that you could do for somebody, unfortunately, there are people in the nursing home that no family goes to see.
Right.
And when we were there was this little old lady there that attached herself to us because she had no family ever came to see her. And she was there by herself, and I asked the nurses, you know, and found out a little bit about her story, and she just kind of took us in as her family. And then when Granny passed away, I felt bad because we didn't go back. But go and visit, because there are one or two usually you can find that have no family. And just a regular visit once a week, every 2 weeks, would just make their day. And that's a really good way to give to somebody.
You know, I think it's funny to go into the nursing home and they love to have their nails painted. You know, you can do the simplest thing. You can go by the drugstore and buy a little polish, and it makes them feel good, you know. So anything you can do to give back, it's so important. It's so important.
It's funny, you were talking about learning to crochet. Bonnie, the lady that kept me for years, she tried, and she'd say, "Honey, this is how I could not." You know what she finally was? You know how they go by the big strands of yarn? "Honey, I think you rolled this into the ball for me." So I was the ball roller.
So I wasn't the only dummy. Well, right now we're going to take a break, and we're going to go to Chad Crow. I'm not sure what Chad's doing this hour, but I can tell you I'm so proud of that young man. He has done a great job the last couple of weeks. He is the nicest guy. His parents, I want to have a story about his parents one day. His parents are phenomenal. They fostered children. They actually adopted a couple of those children. Chad comes from a great, great family. And I want you to get to know him a little bit more. If you see him out in the community, say, hey, click it, come and do a story with me. Let's go to Chad Crow and see what's up with him.
Honored to have them come and visit with me this week. So definitely looking forward to actually starting a great family too now with my wife, and we're expecting. So good things are happening. And of course, I'm gonna have to come see Brenda and help her to help me do some designs for the baby room. I am here with Brenda Evans. Now, Brenda, we've been seeing lots of shots throughout the day of your store and all the gorgeous stuff you'll have, but that's only part of what y'all do, you know, is Brenda Evans Designs. And so the design element is something else you'll do. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we design homes. That's what I like to do. I don't like to sit in a store. I want to be out working in your home. So give us a call. We'll come to do a private appointment for you to tell you what you need. If it's one room, if it's a whole house, it doesn't matter to us. We can look at your room and come back and put together a package for you that we hope will satisfy you. If not, we'll work with you on it. But we do have lots of new designs and new styles coming in for this fall and winter. So be sure, if you just want to spruce up, because Thanksgiving and Christmas is around the corner and you're going to have a lot of company coming. So we'll be glad to come out and help you.
All right, now I'm an idiot when it comes to design, of course, because I'm a guy, right? That's for the wifey to take care of all the design stuff. So do you have any kind of advice as I look at my house with what's new coming out, any new colors or any tips you got?
Well, a lot of the new colors are the blues and the browns and the bright greens, and you'll see some of that scattered around. And, of course, I like bright colors. You're always going to see some rust red or red around, too. They to me, don't go out of style.
All right, so there you go. That's a free tip for you. Now, Brenda, you have done several houses, and we have with us some people that you have worked with before. Tell me a little bit about you and what y'all do.
Well, I'm Laura Thomas, and I'm with Homes by Thomas, and this is Angela Thomas. She's my sister-in-law, and we've got a couple of homes out at Abbott Mill. We've built for about 9 years now, and we build houses, very nice custom homes, but it's not a home until Brenda comes and decorates it. We really are proud that she comes and does that for us.
And talk to me a little bit about the process there and how easy that is for y'all. You know, building a house can be such a headache. There's so much to think about. So is it nice just to pick up on the phone and call Brenda and say, hey, take care of it?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of details in building homes, as you know. So when we get to the process where it is finished and we have a CO, it's so nice to call Brenda, and she walks through, and it's like the house becomes alive. She understands what the home needs, what piece of furniture fits best, and she just got through doing Angela's house, and it is fantastic. I just never understood how we were going to do this one room, and Brenda walks in, this is what it needs, and it's just magic. It just came alive.
All right, I hate to put you on the spot, but I got to ask you, what's the favorite thing that Brenda has done in your house for you?
Oh, definitely the living room. She put the perfect sofa in there, and it's just wonderful. You walk in and you think, this is where I want to live. It's just great.
All right, well, thank you very much. Now, what I guess point of the project do you ask Brenda to come out and look to see what she can do?
Well, we like to just come here quite often and just to try to ramble through, but we'll get with Brenda close to the end of the project. We do handle all of our painting, and we handle that custom part of the home, but it doesn't matter. Brenda can come in at any stage and she can take over, and it is miraculous what it does to the home. It is just an empty shell at first, and then when she gets through, it's like, I just want to sit here. I don't want to leave. It's wonderful.
Now, we were talking with your husband a little bit earlier. He's a little bit camera shy. I don't know if you can zoom over there and get a shot. But he was telling me that how advantageous it is for him to include Brenda at the beginning of a project too, because people will forget things. Brenda, tell me a little bit about how you like to be in, I guess, kind of at the ground level of a project.
Well, it is important. Some builders I have in the past experienced problem homes where they forgot to put a place for a dining table, or they didn't make room enough for a sofa. We only had to put chairs in a living room. So they really need to think about the furniture, especially on the nice homes that they really want to sell. Because I know there's a few out there that are not selling because of some of those problems. And if you'll come in, I'll be glad to go out on the spot with you or look at your plans and help you in the beginning, not to make those costly mistakes.
All right, now tell me. I know y'all have a little bit of projects going on right now. Tell me about your current projects.
Well, we have 2 Craftsman-styled homes in Abbott Mill subdivision. You go Boardtown Road to Flat Branch, and it's 2.5 miles down Flat Branch in Abbott Mill subdivision. We have a 3,600 square foot home on 2.5 acres with a 30-mile view, and then we have another home that's a project with Angela and her husband James with Amacola Contracting, and it's on 2.5 acres also. And they're all Craftsman style with stone, brick, shake. It's just gorgeous homes. Lots of views.
All right, and we talked again about the economy and the time to build is now, right?
Oh, it's definitely now. If you don't start now, you're going to miss the mark, because building prices have never been cheaper. People are ready to start work, and they'll be there for you, and you can really get a project moved along pretty fast now.
All right, so it's definitely a good time to build, not a bad time.
No, it is now. Now is the time. Don't hang back and think it's going to get better, because the prices are as low as I've ever seen them.
All righty. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me and taking time out, and good luck with y'all's project. And Brenda, thanks for having us at your wonderful store and for the free design tip.
Thank you. We love ETC, and y'all have always been good to us and here for us anytime we need you. And we hope to do a lot more projects with you. And anybody, please come by, see us, visit. If you don't need a thing, it doesn't matter. Just come by and say hello to us.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brenda. Now back to you, Sherry.
Thanks, Chad. Now, let me tell you something else you've got to remember. Go to Charlie's and say, I want a Brenda Evans hamburger, because Brenda, like me, loves to go out, loves to get out in the community, loves to get to know people. One of the people I met when we were up in McCaysville is Miss Susan Kiker. Now, you are from Gilmer County.
I'm from McCaysville.
But you live here now?
No,
I
still live
up
in
there.
McCaysville.
Okay.
I work here in...
You work here, okay. Now, your bank is one of those banks, small town bank, that is grown. You still have money to loan. We've been talking about. If you're in the market for a second home, there's not a better time. Hey, guys, the Fed's lowered the interest rate. Yay, money to get now, and there's money available, and our local banks are secure. I think it's very, very important that you feel comfortable about that. Just because those big to-dos did some stupid things, don't let it affect us, because it can't possibly. We're not going to let it take us down, and local banks are doing very well, aren't they?
Community bank, that's the key word.
Right.
Community bank. We have 13 locations. And we are community oriented.
And one of the things she and I have been talking about and working on, my favorite color is pink. Everybody knows that. So I love to support the breast cancer awareness. I get to wear pink again and again and again. And you are doing the umbrella that we showed on the air last week that actually, when it gets wet, it turns into the little ribbons that are breast cancer awareness. Go by any of the locations, and now what do we do to get one of the umbrellas?
Okay, you can enter to win the gift basket that an umbrella is included in it, or else you can make a minimum $20 donation, and any proceeds over the cost of the umbrella will go to the American Cancer Society.
Would it not be cool on a rainy March day? When do we do the Relay for Life? Is it February or March?
Here in Gilmer County, it's mostly April or May.
Okay.
I think they switch around.
April showers bring May flowers. Yeah. Would it not be cool for all of us to show up with our pink umbrella and do a shot? Because for $20, we can support breast cancer awareness. Bill has a family member my age who is losing a battle with cancer. It was a very, very short battle. But there's so many people who have made it. They are doing well. They have had surgery. Everything is on the up and up, and it's good. Because we have done research, and research keeps us going. Research has to be done. It is so important. So we need to raise those $20, and you get a great pink umbrella for that.
And you never know who breast cancer is going to touch. It's like Sherry Easter. It's
I mean,
Right.
she's got it, and I was reading this thing in news, and she's asking everybody to say a prayer for her. You never know who it's going
That's right.
could touch.
Young
Any of
people.
us, any of
Young,
us.
old, every-
Right. Well, we're doing a fundraiser up in McKaysville. You know Lynn Ritchie. Yes. She's 38 years old. She has ovarian cancer. On November the 1st, please come out and be with us because I'm making peach cobbler that day. I'm going to be in Atlanta that morning. We'll be at Macy's in Atlanta, I think down at Lenox for the Pink Pig opening, and then we'll come back to McKaysville. We're doing peach cobbler. It is so important. Number one, early detection.
Correct.
Early detection. I hate mammograms. Lord, I hate them, but you got to have them. You got to have
And
them.
so many times, self-exam is how it is found to
That's
begin
right.
with.
That's
so,
right.
you know.
So raise awareness, go by any of the banks. Now you've got locations in all the towns we serve?
Yes, we have 3 locations here in Ellijay, McKaysville, Ducktown, Murphy, Chatsworth, Dalton. So
You're everywhere.
We're everywhere, yeah.
You're
but we
everywhere.
are community bank.
Is there a song called I've Been Everywhere? I think there is. You know, according to my odometer on the Widow Wagon, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. And you know, we talked about gas prices earlier. Please, don't fill up just for the sake of filling up. I think we taught those oil barons something. When we were out of fuel, we didn't drive as much. Yeah. We stayed at home. We carpooled. We actually, several of us carpooled to McKaysville to the Healthy Woman Seminar. It is so important.
Yeah.
Yes.
But people carpool with you.
Yeah.
And they come back with a cast.
I did take a lady on the carpool trip. She did break her arm. But she was
carpool in the Widow Wagon.
She was very quiet about breaking her arm. She didn't even tell me. So. But getting out in your community, getting to know you has been the best year of my life. And yesterday we celebrated 200 shows.
That was so incredible. That was so nice of them.
It was incredible that they fooled me. I had no idea what was going on. They came on and said, could you give Lisa Waddell a little time? I said, sure.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking for Lisa to come in the door, and Roger Futch walks in the door, and I'm thinking, that is not Lisa.
And Charlene and I are wanting to know where our cake is. Yeah.
I don't know. Where's the rest of that cake? Because it was
We
a
missed
good
it.
cake. Well, it was a good cake.
We're a little upset because, see, Bill's been doing a lot of the shows and he's been getting all the food.
All the food.
And we want to know where is ours and why we're not getting right. Because you know us, if we ain't eating,
and that,
we ain't meeting.
That cake looked so good, and it was so cool how they did the logo on
It
top
was
of
it was very nice, and I was very, very pleased.
I can't believe it's been 200
shows.
episodes.
Over 600 stories have been told. Over 600 guests. This show was created around you and because of you.
Yeah.
And as we come out into the community, we get to know more about you. Y'all, I really do put in 16-hour days because if I didn't, I couldn't have found McKaysville, Georgia.
That's right.
And next week we will be in Bent Tree. You know, I had a job at Bent Tree. Y'all will laugh about this. I worked at Bent Tree for $1.50 an hour. Yeah. I asked for a raise and didn't get it. I needed it bad. But Bent Tree started many, many years ago, and I was there in the beginning. Every time I go there, I'm so amazed at the growth. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we will be there. You are all welcome to come there live. It is a gated community. But that day, when you come to be on the program, you can be with us. And next week should be perfect leaf-looking weather.
And look out for the deer, because every time I go through there,
Look
I
out
see
for the
a
deer.
ton of them. This morning.
Either look out for the deer or go hunting this weekend, get us a deer, and I'll teach you to make taco soup with deer meat. Angela, how much deer meat have you eaten?
No. We don't want to eat no deer meat.
Hey, for all you deer hunters out there, go guys. Go guys. You know,
we don't agree. We don't agree on NASCAR, and we don't agree on Bambi.
You know, I birthed this baby, and she likes Kyle Busch. And everybody knows Dale Earnhardt Sr. was my favorite driver.
But Dale wrecked again the other day.
Hush now. No, this Dale's in heaven with
Jr.
JS.
Dale
Yes,
Jr.
yes. But today, as we end the show, I'm going to be giving away this Dale Earnhardt car. And the way I'm going to do it, we're going to throw some balls out in the audience like we always do. One of them is signed. I signed it. I put number 3 on it. If you get the number 3 ball, then you get this Dale Earnhardt car. Racing is a big part of my life, and everybody knows I support the young kids who are in racing today. I don't know if you've been watching the show, but we have had some phenomenal young drivers, 14, 15, 16-year-old drivers. Last week, Jeremy Mullinex finished 5th down at Pensacola. He did very, very well. Casey Roderick finished 6th. Bill Elliott stepped up to the plate when Casey's family had run out of money. Keeping the youth busy is so, so important, and you know this more than ever. Giving a kid a break and giving a kid a chance, whether it be a college fund or raising money for the community, you know, at the bank. Do you see every day something you can do to give back to this community?
Because the community gives so much to
Right.
us.
Right.
And
Is the bank involved in a scholarship program
Yes.
at Gilmer High School?
Yes, we are.
Well, that's so important because a lot of kids going to college can't afford to go to college.
It's hard.
It is very hard. It is more expensive every single day. But once again, the community gives back, and I think that's the most important thing of what we can teach you. I don't care what talent you have. If you can bake a good cookie and sell them and make a little money for something local, do that. Please show up this Saturday night. I will be in McKaysville, Mineral Bluff area. Mineral Bluff is where we'll be raising money for Paige. You saw her yesterday. You saw her family. You heard her story. The family needs our support. They need our prayers. That's the one thing. If you can't, she needs a donor. She needs a donor. If you can't give a dime, if you can give a prayer. And you know, prayers are answered. Prayers are answered.
That makes all the difference in the world.
That makes all the difference in the world.
And if you're that blood type that they mentioned, there were several, just contact them to go and have that first test done. Right. So,
well, you know, we saw Dawn from the Carriage House. Dawn stepped out on faith and gave her neighbor a kidney. He is a thriving working man today. You know, she saved his life, and maybe somebody sitting out there today can help save Paige's life. She is 7 years old. She looks about 4. Yesterday was probably the toughest show I've ever done.
I bet.
It was probably the toughest show we've ever done because
especially when her mama was crying.
sitting next to that child, I understood things have to take a turn or there's going to be a problem. You know, there's going to be a problem. So, but Saturday night we will be in Mineral Bluff. We'll be raising money. Emily Carey will be there singing. Emily is an awesome 13-year-old. You've seen her on the show. You saw her at Light Up Blue Ridge last year. Y'all were involved in that, weren't you?
Yes, we're involved every year.
It is so important that we all get together and support whatever we're doing in this community because, you know, we're a lucky group of people.
Yes,
we're
we
very
are.
blessed. We live in a community that there's nothing quite like it. There's nothing quite like it when you come to visit. It's kind of like you come to visit a stranger and you leave a friend.
Right.
It is amazing. It is
we
amazing.
say, hey, y'all. You
Hey,
know,
y'all.
I mean,
Let me
that's
tell
what
you.
it's all about.
That is the truth. And people look at us sometimes and go, huh?
There's nothing worse than going on vacation somewhere and we're just in the habit of saying, well, hey. You know, if somebody
And they
makes
go-
eye contact with you, just say, hey.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and people look at us like, you freak, what do you want? You know, it's like, I'm just being friendly, I'm a Southern girl.
That's right. That's right. Well, there's nothing any more Southern or friendlier than this area. And I have to tell you how much we appreciate Brenda Evans Designs. She did a lot of dusting to get ready for us coming because there has been pollen in the air. There have been a lot going on.
Her bathroom's even pretty.
Oh, honey, everything about this place is, it makes you want to find a beautiful log cabin in the mountains. Go see Susan Kiker over at the bank. Okay, we got you a realtor, we got you a banker, we've got you an interior designer. You got a cook coming on here. If you want to come to town, maybe we'll do a contest. We'll come and cook for them.
That'd be good.
What you think about that?
Wouldn't that be
That
fun?
would
Do
be
you think
fun.
people would want to enter that?
I think they would.
Would people want me to come make them a peach
You know,
cobbler?
there is a show like that on Food Network, I think, where you used to be, you know, if you had a problem or something, then you could, you know, get lucky enough to have the host come and cook in your house.
Really?
And that would be so fun if we went to somebody's house.
Well, next week we will be in Pickens County doing Heart of the Home from the very top of Burnt Mountain. We're so excited. We'll be at Tommy and Susan Boswell's house. I took the Barkers up there this week. Guys, if you're from Gilmer County, if you're from Pope County, Tennessee, and you have not seen Burnt Mountain, you go to downtown Jasper, you hang a left, and you go out Burnt Mountain Road. And when you approach the lookout, the first lookout is beautiful. The second lookout, you can see Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
So if you're in our viewing area, and like the Barkers, they are in our viewing area, they had never seen Sharp Top Mountain.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
We've
There is
seen
nothing.
it.
We've
On the
seen
top.
it. We've been on top of it for a wedding, actually. So
Where somebody drops the camera in the middle of prayer.
somebody dropped the camera in the middle of prayer. Who was that? me.
All
And
I hear is clunk, 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 clunk.
And we won't tell people it was pouring down rain, and I had on suede shoes. Guess what happens to suede when it rains? Your feet turn black.
At least we were in the Jeep that made it to the top, and everybody else had to hoof
Some
it.
Jeeps had to walk. Yes, some did not make it to the top. But come to Pickens County and join in with us with the Festival of Leaves. You know, we are First Mountain City. And the leaves, they will be turning next week. It starts turning a lot. It is so, so beautiful. Come out to Grandview Lake and take some photos. And take my advice. Learn from Chad Crow. Get a good camera. And take photos. And I can tell all of y'all, I've taken your photos today. So
come Saturday, spend the day driving around Pickens County. Then that night, come to the haunted house at the Lionsgate Mortuary.
And the Lionsgate Mortuary, truly, every year, that funds the Empty Stocking Fund.
Yes.
And you know, we talk about what we give. We talk about how fortunate we are. We have to talk about the children who will not have Christmas without the Empty Stocking Fund.
They help a lot of kids
They do. And in today's economy, more people than ever will need help. Now, Susan, you see that every day.
Yes.
You see it every day. There are people who are struggling. There are jobs that have been lost. But there is hope. There is hope because winter will come, it will go, spring will come, and things will get better again. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, I want to tell you something.
Is there a surprise?
There is a surprise. And when you were talking about Pickens County and Grandview, 3 of Pickens County's finest ladies, Angel Spirit, are officially going into the studio October the 25th.
Wow.
With Mike Bailey of the Joy Masters in Alabama, and we're all going over there, and they're going to make their CD.
Wonderful.
So,
wonderful.
awesome.
It will be something that, you know, those are voices that haven't been silent but have not been shared. And now, when we had them on Heart of the Home, people called. People wanted to know, where can we get their CD? There was no CD available. So what great news.
If all goes well, it'll be ready before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
That is amazing because you talk about a spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't know the story, they were shooting Heart of the Home with us. They were standing right here and behind us with Charlene's Angel Collection. And Fred said, how do you introduce them? And I said, well, obviously they're angel spirit. And he said, really? And it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
I saw them at Charlene's car show Saturday, and they are amazing.
They are amazing.
If you have not, I mean, I've seen Selena sing, I've seen Diane, you know, but when you see the 3 of them together.
Their voices are perfectly blended.
It's just amazing how they sing.
And it was funny because, you know, we had the kind of soft rock band Little Refuge, which is my uncle's band, and I did do the name right this time, Little Refuge. But they were talking about it. One of the guys in the band said, well, it's amazing how when Angel Spirit came on, everything stopped.
Yes.
Everybody came up. And he said, we don't get that kind of response.
But when they were playing, I was kind of just rocking out looking at cars and stuff, you know. And,
well, right now we're going to take a break and we're going to go back to the weather for just a minute, and then when we come back, you're going to meet once again Brenda Evans, and we'll be having to say goodbye. We've had such a great day, but hang around, guys. We're going to the weather. I can tell you it is absolutely picture perfect.
I met the girl I love in a town way down in Dixie, and neath the stars above. She was sweet as sang that I did see, so I held her in my arms. I told her of her many charms. I kissed her while the fiddles played the Bonaparte's retreat. And the world was right as I held her on that night, and I heard her say, please don't you go away. And so I held her in my arms. I told her of her many charms. I kissed her while the fiddles played the Bonaparte's retreat. And the world was right as I held her on that night, and I heard her say, please don't you go away. And so I held her in my arms. I told her of her many charms. I kissed her while the fiddles played the Bonaparte's retreat.
Move your hand. Welcome back to North Georgia Now Today. Okay. Oh, holy cow. And this is cow. This is Angus. Black Angus beef from Charlie's. Now, let me tell you, if I walked in Charlie's, I would be taking a bath in the marinara. I love it. I did not know they even did this. This is a Brenda Evans hamburger. Honey, this is not an average hamburger. Oh, my goodness. Well, Brenda, honey, you just take the show. I'm eating. There you go.
And speaking of Charlie's, all of y'all know me. That's my favorite restaurant in the world. We've got 3 gift certificates to give away. The first winner is Charlie Mole.
Charlie Mole, my buddy Charlie. Yay.
The next winner is Mr. Jim Gudger. Goes with church with me, Mountain Town Baptist Church.
Okay.
And then Kathy Mall.
Yay, there you go. Who just celebrated a birthday. And you know, Charlie and I, he's my buddy.
Okay. And Mr. Gudger, I'll bring you yours.
He and Marjorie never miss a show.
Oh, that's wonderful. We appreciate y'all being here.
Thank you. Now, we want to meet these 2 young ladies who do interior design.
Yes, they're going to be doing their internship with me. They've been here about 2 weeks. So Valerie and Ashley, we're going to just let them tell you where they're from and what they've been doing.
My name is Valerie. Like Brenda said, we've been here for about 2 weeks, and we are doing our internship here with her, and we really appreciate her letting us be here today. And I am actually going to graduate in December. I've completed the 2 years, and I will graduate with my interior degree. And Ashley here is also, yes ma'am, correct, yes ma'am. And this is Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm from Cherry Log, Georgia. I'm from Gilmer County, and I should.
Yay, Cherry Log!
Yeah. I should graduate in the spring of this coming year, and I'm going to get my interiors diploma.
And you could not learn from anybody any better. This is the best. This is the best. This is the best.
And we appreciate you, Charlie, and our best waitress in the world is Teresa for bringing it over. And we want to kick our sale off now. The 4-day customer appreciation sale. You'll see some of the specials lined up outside. And I want you all to go by Larry Dodson's pictures on easels. Wonderful gifts. You know, the holidays are coming up. Buy some for Christmas gifts. And remember, all of our accessories are 30% off. Lamps, rugs, pictures, mirrors are 25% off the retail price. Got some closeout mattresses by Jameson. So be sure and shop around. Put it on layaway. We've got time to pay it out by Christmas. So we just want to thank everybody for the wonderful turnout. It's so surprising, and we love you and appreciate your support.
No, this is the most comfortable place in town. Why would they not want to come here? They heard we were eating, we were meeting, and now they heard we're comfortable, so we are ruined, Brenda. You have ruined it for everybody else. You took it up a notch.
And we've even had some great singing by Bill and Mr. Scott, so we really appreciate them.
And you know it takes everybody coming together, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And you know, with times as they are economically, we want to help our in-town people, help your home people. You know,
that's right.
A lot of us go out of town and spend our money when I think we should support our community. And of course, our young people kind of had a hard time finding people to let them do their internship, which I welcome help. I mean, I'd be glad for it to help any young person in their school and to get their degree.
And what kind of experience? I mean, you're going to give them experience that money could never buy.
Oh yes, at 2:30 today, they're going on a private appointment with me to help design a room. So that at Walnut Mountain, so that's going to be a good time for them.
Well, we've talked about the community. I have to say a big thank you. We are doing a fundraiser next week for GAHA. Jen Roberts is the person who, everybody sitting here in the audience today, you've all won something. We're going to be eating. There's so much going on. Jen Roberts always handles the floor. This show could not happen if she didn't volunteer. Now, she's like slave labor. She doesn't get a dime out of this, but she gets a smile from y'all, and she gets to know you, and she gets to meet you, and she gets to see familiar faces, and I love the familiar faces. Thank you for coming. We have some folks here from Mineral Bluff and McKaysville who have never missed a live show.
Oh, my goodness.
And with today's economy and the gas prices like they are, I can't say thank you enough, because you didn't have to come. You didn't have to be here. you didn't have to support this program, but without the business customers paying and doing advertising, we wouldn't be on the air every day. We are on the air Monday through Friday because everybody comes together, and that's what matters. That's what matters. We have to come together, and during hard times, we really, really have to come together.
Talking about fundraisers, I want you all to mark this on your calendar. I'll be doing the Cystic Fibrosis fundraiser May 5th at the ETC Pavilion, and I want to see every one of you there. It's on a Saturday. It's going to be an all-day thing, and we're going to have lots of food and fun and singing. It'll just be a fun day. So I'll be getting in touch with you and be announcing it, but I want every one of you to be there.
Right. And the live shows are made possible because we had this idea, and I went into management and I said, what do you think of this? And they said, we can do that. In order to do a live show, it takes a lot of behind the scenes. We didn't just walk in this morning and go to work. Yesterday, we had a crew out here setting things, getting things ready. If you want to do a live show with us, contact our advertising department, because if you're on our system and we can get the wiring to you, we can come to your location and do a live show. And it's just like Brenda, we're what, 3 minutes from downtown Ellijay? Yes. So it is so wonderful. You know, we're out Tails Creek, or the Audubon as I call it. We're on the way to Carter's Lake. And it may be a road you've never even been on before. So take a trip and get to know the people who sponsor North Georgia Now Today. Because trust me, without them here, I wouldn't be here, would I? It takes everybody working together. It's almost time to say goodbye. Ronnie, come on by here just a minute. Ronnie has been outside. He's cooking. We have food for you. We have, I don't know who won these cakes. I just wonder if they're going to be sharing those cakes, Brenda. we have to say another thank you to Diana Burnett, who did the giveaway cakes, and to Jerry Rice, who made 2 pound cakes that we are eating on. I don't see me eating on no pound cake. Where's that pound cake at? Okay, well, I'll find it when we go off the air.
We've hit a banana pudding, too.
Oh, no, surely not. Well, Ronnie, thank you so much. I know y'all worked so hard. And thanks to Buster for being a good boy.
We haven't seen Buster today. Don't know where he is.
Buster may be in the hamburgers. He may have found the hamburger and gone somewhere behind the building and hid. These are great hamburgers, and thank you to Charlie's. Thank you for doing that. When I show up at Charlie's, it's a good, warm feeling, and that's very important. That's what North Georgia Now Today is about. It is about your community. It is about you. Now, girls, you're going back to Appalachian Tech. You're going to get a degree. You will come to work here. You will learn so much from this lady. I have learned today that every time we come out in the community, I am so overwhelmed by your support. I thank you so, so much. Thank you to everybody who came out live. Thank you to the people who are tuning in. From North Georgia Now Today, I'm Sherry Martin.
I'm Brenda Evans.
Ronnie Evans.
And we have to say, we'll say see you later, only on ETC3, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10:30 a.m., 6 to 8 p.m., and 11:30 to 1:30 for you late nighters like me and Brenda. You be here and we'll be here too.